are gonna get actually going on this break at right around 2 p.m. But as I typically do with these TCPA breaks, I get started early. I open all these boxes and I pull out all of the packs because it helps cut down on the overall time. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute, and then uh, once 2 o'clock rolls around, I will unmute and we will get going. Kirk, you are not losing it. I had it muted, just so I wouldn't necessarily annoy folks, but if you guys are gonna be present, I'm happy to chat along. Bernard, I have not yet had an opportunity to go all the way through and do the full updates from the last couple of days. But as it is, the checklist is so long and the way we do it, I'm not really able to update who hits what. So if you just keep track of your own cards, that's probably the best way to do it, because I'm not going to be announcing who gets what as we hit things. I'll probably just ask some folks to pop some in if they pop them in the chat if they want. But yeah. And I appreciate the well wishes, Kirk. Because I still have not seen a gold prism ever come up on eBay. And there was a single red prism that I somehow missed. And I regret it to this day. Alright. Yeah, it is a ton of packs, and so I've done breaks before where I open each box in between, and just the like changing of task makes this stuff end up taking like so much longer. It takes like 20 minutes longer on the break, so 20 to 30, I think. Come on. that is the last box. Okay, give me a quick sec, gents. I can hear my dog barking in the backyard. She's been doing it the entire time that I've been opening these boxes, and my neighbors have gotten upset about it before. So I'm gonna go run real quick to go get her inside. Make sure y'all have your water, gone to the bathroom, whatever. I'll take a break about an hour in for all of that, and then we will get started. I'm also gonna adjust the image so that we're pulled in a little bit more. There we go. All right, I will be back in about 60 seconds. Okay. Let's go ahead and get going. All right, everybody, uh welcome to my our case break of 2022 Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary. We are doing a case of blasters. So, it's going to be a lot of color. It's going to be, you know, four-ish autos usually when we've done it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to go ahead and be doing bulk rips, probably 4 packs at a time. And let's get into it. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and skip. If anybody sees any image variations, I would appreciate you calling them out. There's a Corey Kluber refractor. I do not have a very good eye for it, nor do I pay attention. So if someone calls it out, it'll help me and help us notice all the hits. All right, we got a Jack Flaherty Blue Prism, which I think these ones fall about one per. There's a Nico Horner. Here's our first hit. We have a Nico Horner Black. This is out of 10. If anybody has the spreadsheet up, it would be great to... there you go, Kirk. Kirk says 1 in 7 or 1 in 4 packs. But there's our first hit out of 10. Nico Horner. I'm not sure who has it. It's a very big checklist. I don't have time to go back through and check everything, so I'll just call out the hits and as they arrive. And if anybody wants to bring up the checklist and name in the comments who gets it, I would really appreciate it. But that's a great first hit. All right, Carl Yastrzemski with the... I guess I just put that in the wrong spot. Carl Yastrzemski Prism. Congrats on that hit, Kirk. Starting off hot. Here's hoping he comes to the Mariners. Felix Strasburg. Henry Slaughter, the Lopez. Here's a blue Twal for Tony Oliva. That one is numbered out of 199. I realized I did not pick up enough top loaders before this break, and so I'm just going to be top loading the really big fish that come out. And I will go pick up some more later. Let's see. Sanders, Bryant, Lux, I am sure, Mateo. I'm sure I'm missing a couple of refractors here and there. I'll do my best to call them out when I see them. All right, Gary Sanchez, Prism. Sean Murphy, David Wright. Here's a Jorge Mateo. This looks like a rose gold speckle refractor out of 75. So I'll probably only top load things under 50. Spawn Hendricks. That's a Riley Adams refractor. Park, Torkelson, Burns, JD Martinez. Got a Xander Bogaerts, blue prism. And a Alex Rodriguez, regular prism. And anything with color, numbered not, I'm going to be sleeving during the break. Jazz, Kyle Lewis. A Real Muto. Tim Anderson, refractor. Old Glass Jaw himself. Is this Hank Aaron? This one looks different to me. 4218. Necro, Mizuna, Kel, and then a Raleigh Fingers prism. Let's see, 4 packs, and 4 packs. Another rose gold, it looks like, coming up. Probably a Twal. Zach Short, Delgado, Ramirez, and Friedel, Carlson, Pop. There's a Salvi refractor. We have a Ryan Vlad, rose gold. Twal refractor. That one is numbered out of 75. 44 out of 75. To go with the Jorge Mateo. Colton Wong. A Mike Piazza blue prism. Radish Shaliba. And a Joe Morgan prism refractor. Story, Fisk, Stallings. This looks, is this a refractor? Nope. Lee, Dawson. You know, Roscoe, this is pretty easy on the hands. These packs are like nothing. Just paper. All right. There's a J-Rod prism refractor. It's not at all like ripping archives or any of those that have got some real difficult ones to open. These ones just kind of yeah. I think general consensus is archives are the worst packs to rip. They're a little bit easier this year, but still hard. All right, here we go. Mitch Haniger. That is an Aqua Lava refractor at a 299. I think that one might be going to me. Good to know. Thanks, Kirk, because I've been honest, I have never ripped Heritage. I should fix that. All right, Jack Flaherty refractor. Yep. Tucker, Matthews, Lopez, Ryan. Yeah, usually everyone seems to get like a blue prism. All right, Glass now, Slaughter. You know, I haven't even checked what the prices are on a Cal Raleigh blue prism refractor, but someone should check that for me and let me know. I'll probably sleeve it just because now that it's a rookie and he hit 60 bombs, his market is insane. All right, Trey Ambergy. Prism. Oh, Haniger goes to you. All right, Kirk. Couldn't remember. I tried to keep most of my picks towards Mariners in the first 4 rounds, and then I think my only non-Mariner was kicking myself with Nelly and his Washington logo. We've got a Zach Wheeler prism. 20 bucks on the Cal. All right. Thank you for that. Still pretty expensive for a... All right, there's a Jordan prism for what's basically like a base... Basically like a pink refract... or a... Probably more prevalent than pink. But... I think I paid maybe $1.50 for my Matt Brash prism refractor, or blue prism. A lot of color thus far, though we're still only with one numbered under 50. Looks like we might be changing. No, that's a yellow lava. Colton Wong. Yellow lava refractor out of 250. Key of the short-lived Mariners career. Right behind that, a Matt Manning blue prism. Thank you, Kirk, for jumping in the comments and laying out who's getting who as they roll out. And a Jack Flaherty prism. We're going to have one of those. Lopez, here is our first auto. It is a Joey Bart blue Twal refractor. Numbered out of 99. He has a very... What? Nonplussed is the wrong word. He's got a droll look on his face. I don't know. Can't be bothered with his baseball card. There's a Starling Marte refractor. And then Miguel Tejada. It's an Aqua Prism. Or Aqua Lava, sorry. Should be numbered out of 299. Kirby Puckett, not refractor. Ryan Vilade Prism. So it looks like the Joey Bart auto is going to Killer Moose. Gotta get better at verbalizing things in the comments rather than just answering them. There's a dog barking. I don't know how my dog got outside. I shut the dog door. Robbie Ray refractor. Sounds like my dog. I don't know if it is my dog. Probably not. There is a Matt Olson blue refractor. Or blue prism, sorry. On that, we have a Kevin Smith true gold refractor. This one's going to be numbered out of 50. Which means it gets top loader and a stand. Gossage, Chapman, and an Anthony Binder regular prism. Right, Turo is getting the Kevin Smith gold. You know, one of these, at this point, I think I've done the math. I feel like I'm due to open a case that has a short printed employee card. I think my odds at this point, given the number of cases of this that I've opened, I think it's reached probably 20-30% chance that I've done it. That I should have had one thus far. There's a plain matte brush, a Jeff Bagwell refractor. Then we've got a Cal Ripken Jr. This is a rose gold Twall, numbered out of 75. Burger. And then a Yohel Pozo prism. Oh, yep. 2-ply gets the Cal Raleigh card from earlier, the one that we discussed. It's $20 on the open market. Oh. 2-ply also gets the Ripken card. Right, Anthony Binder with the blue Twall. This one is out of 199. Oh. Oh yeah, there's a Ripken. There was a trade. So, we'll navigate that later. Will Clark refractor. Look at me setting Kirk up for failure by giving him a list that doesn't have all of the trades listed. Alex Verdugo with the blue prism. Then a Tyler Gilbert speckle refractor. This one's out of 150. And Mariano Rivera prism refractor. All right, the Tyler Gilbert is going to Toughnado. Thank you, Kirk. That brush. Oh, there's my dog. Whoa, that is a very yellow card. Moises Alou with the Yellow Lava out of 250. Let's see, who's out front that my dog's barking at? Dansby Swanson refractor. And a Bryson Stott. Pigfoot gets the Moisa Salute. Bryson Stott Prism Refractor. Alright, after these next 4 packs, I'm going to do a little bit of a rebalance in the background. Because this set has many, many positive qualities. And I say Pigfoot gets the Moisa Salute. I don't think I did. There's many positive qualities, but the base stacks do not balance particularly well. And so starting to get a little tall. So I'm going to put that in the background. There's Jeff McNeil Refractor. Before we move on to the next set of stacks. There is a Matt Chapman Blue Prism. And we have a Pablo Lopez Green Twal. Green is numbered out of 99. Schmidt and a Connor Siebold Prism Refractor rounding us out. F the Napkin gets the Pablo Lopez. Is that Lamont? No. Lou Boudreau Refractor. Mariano Chavis Reyes. There's a Tony Oliva. That one is a blue Twal Refractor. Believe it or not, it's our second one that we've pulled out of 199. And then a John Means Prism Refractor. Okay. Stack some of this base in the background. Apologies for the short delay. Also, I'm going to see if there's... Things are kind of blurry, so I'm going to just make a check on these lenses, see if things come out a little bit better. Nope. All right. Well, apologies for making everybody look at the fabric of my shirt. All right. I'm sure that was jarring for those of you that are watching. One of these days I need to invest in a nice high quality camera for these breaks. Professionalize the experience the way Matt has. Alright, he who shall not be named. Eduardo Rodriguez. There we go. Cal Jr. is going to Seth with the refractor. Then a Rod Carew. This is a gold Twal. This one's numbered out of 50. And my outlet plug just fell out, but that is fine. I will add it back in when I start to run out of battery. All right, Rod Carew to Social Winker. There's Dontrell Willis, Blue Prism. Jansen Junk. And a Lorenzo Kane, regular Prism. As I dropped in the draft knowledge, Jansen Junk is from the Seattle. Well, he's from Federal Way, but from the Seattle area, and he is college teammates with Tariq Skubal at Seattle U. They have had very different careers, said the understatement of the century. There's a Jackson Coar refractor. Behind that, a Mookie Betts. That's a gold twirl. These gold twirl cards are very pretty. Nah, that's not really adjusting how the light hits the back ones. There we go, Mookie. A Randyland and a George Kirby Prism. One that I am sure Kirk already has in his collection. There is a Cal Raleigh refractor. Andrew Benintendi, blue prism. And a Kettle Marte prism refractor. Let's see, we're probably what? Fifth of the way through? Maybe. About half an hour more, and then we are going to take a quick break for bathroom, etc. Kevin Gosman refractor. Send those Matt's way if you don't care about them. Then we have an Andrew Jones yellow lava refractor. At a 250? Yep. And a Robbie Grossman. Prism refractor rounding that all out. Calvin gets the Andrew Jones card. Oh, here we go. Ken Griffey Jr. This is a blue speckle refractor. This one's numbered out of 199. So Nazi Albies refractor. Max getting a Griffey. And we got a Say Hey Kid in the blue prism. Willie Mays. And a prism refractor of Buster Posey. All right, a late Ryan Sandberg. This is a. This is a. It's not rose gold, magenta. Someone's gonna have to help me with the style. It's the magenta something. It's numbered out of 100. I'm blanking on the. That one's going to Waco Willie for Felix Hernandez with the refractor. I'm blanking on the parallel name. Ryan Mountcastle, Prism. It's not a Twal. The Twal is this one that has like the little baseball players in the background. That's gonna kill me, so bear with me. I have to look it up because it's bothering me. And if I search TCPA, that doesn't come up with. All right, 2022 Topps Chrome Platinum checklist. There we go. Slowly opening it up, and it is the atomic refractors. That's what they're called. Yes, atomic. Thank you. All right, there is a Seth Beer gold Twal. All right, I'll refer to Cal as Big Dumper for the remainder of this this break. I'm fine with that. The Max Muncy refractor. All right, Seth Beer is going to Taco Season, and there's an Aroldis Chapman blue Prism, along with the Hal Newhouser regular Prism. I really hope when we get a little bit more fire than just a Nico Horner in like the first pack. All right, Nick Madrigal, Prism. Sorry, refractor. And then a Juan Marshall Prism refractor. Yeah, I can't remember if it was the literal first pack. It was certainly in the first grouping of 4 packs. Strider, Winder. There's a Randy Johnson refractor. Say Carlton Fisk, blue Prism. Then a Joe Morgan Aqua Lava refractor. Is numbered out of 299. I think that's the lowest numbered for the highest number card they have in the set, and an Anthony Rizzo Prism. Morgan goes to Max. Incoming, Fuzzmore in the chat. Here is our second auto. It is a base auto of Kervin Castro. San Francisco Giants. Likely out of the league already. If I were a wagering man. There's an AJ Alexi refractor. Bryson Stott. Avalanche gets that Kervin Castro auto. The Bryson Stott blue speckle refractor, which is numbered out of 199. And a Griffin Jacks prism refractor. Dennis Eckersley refractor. Got ourselves another Moises Alou yellow lava refractor. Got a 250. Yeah, 250. Drew Ellis with the blue prism. I'll take a look at it. Vita blue prism. Before I ship anything out, I will 100% go just like all the way back through the draft and double check picks. Or Kirk is very off on reporting things. Seth Beer is going to electric. Electric Kool-Aid. All right. We have an Alexander Wells. This is an orange. Twal. That one comes out of 25. That's a color match as well. Yeah, we're running out of room. I had to make room for all these packs, and so I didn't have space to do my typical children's play blocks tiered seating thing for my stands. There's Chris Bryant refractor. Tony Perez, Brandon Bolt, Chas McCormick, and a Cooper Hummel. Cooper Hummel prism refractor. All right. Once again, I must beg your patience as I move this base stack to a more secure location. I always forget what a gigantic mess this break makes my makes of my office. Okay, Nico Horner goes to Waco Willie. That makes more sense. Kirk is... Okay. I'll stop reading it out. Ignore everything that was said before. But it makes more sense that Nico would go to Waco, who usually tries to get the entire Cubs checklist in the draft process every time. All right, there's a Mike Baumann refractor. Then a Fergie Jenkins blue prism. And a Stan Musial prism refractor. Got something green coming up. Tony Kervin, Jared Walsh. If he'll ever turn around. Satchel Paige refractor. And then a Luke Williams green. This is a green wave, I believe, is what the refractor is called. This one will be numbered out of 99. And a Brandon Belt prism refractor. Jim Palmer, Phil Versuto, Nathaniel Kirilloff. Yu Darvish, Speckle refractor. This is at a 150. Yep. I promise before I send all these cards out, I will make a trip to my LCS, get some more top loaders, and everything with color. Kristen Pache, blue refractor. Well, everything with numbers will be top loaded. And all the rookies, everything with color, well, the blue prisms and the refractors, those will all be sleeved. Lou Brock, prism refractor, even though I'm not taking the time to do that right now during this break. Yeah, Cal's going to two-ply. They had a big trade for that first pick early in the draft. All right, Catfish with the refractor. And then here we go, Bobby Witt Jr. atomic refractor. This one is magenta. He'll get a top loader during the break, even though this is... That would be an interesting one if someone wants to look up comps at all for Bobby. Be curious to see what that out of 100 card goes for. Some of the trades are in the sheet, and I just remarked them. But the Jay Flizzle one was marked with highlighting and a note. Tyler O'Neill prism. So don't worry about it. I appreciate what you're doing, Kirk. Joe Ryan refractor. And a Kervin Castro blue prism. And a Rick Farrell prism refractor. $200-ish recent comps on the Bobby Witt. It's the reason why you can't find cases of this stuff for $1,500 anymore. Between him and Julio and Cal and there's a couple other big rookies, I feel like. Anthony Bender refractor, but not as big as those three. And a Robin Yount prism refractor. Yeah, I just love the player art in general for this particular set. Thought it was weird the first time I saw it, but it has grown on me so much. The Shane Baz refractor. Edgar Renteria with the blue prism. And there's Tarek Skubal in this one. Wade Boggs with the Speckle refractor. This one should be numbered out of 150. The Chicken Man. I refuse to do the RIP joke. And Gene Segura prism refractor. Boggs going to Chief W. Chief Rat. It's a Colton Wong refractor. And a DJ LeMahieu. That is a blue Twal. Blues are numbered out of 199. That is another one that Matt, Father and Sons, would be interested in. So at this point, I feel like I've got an encyclopedic knowledge of all the Major League Baseball players that played for LSU. Ronzi Contreras, prism refractor. The DJ goes to Skeeta Street. Ichiro. I don't think I've seen an Ichiro base yet, so that's cool. There's an Emmanuel Clase. Refractor. Colton Wong with the Atomic Refractor, the magenta out of 100. It's a Shane Bad. Nope. Lucas Giolito with a blue prism refractor. And Trevor Rogers, plain prism refractor. I have a Paul Molitor Aqua Lava Refractor. This one's numbered out of 299. Gabriel Arias Prism. Or not Prism, just regular refractor. Misspoke. Congrats, Electric, on your Bobby Witt. Beach Strat, getting the Paul Molitor. And then we've got a Dave Stewart. Oh, man, it's... Who's got Dave Stewart? Wish it was a Matt Brash. This is a gold Prism refractor. It is unnumbered, but I believe the gold is basically equivalent to an out of 5. Going to Electric. Waco, you have pulled a black Nico Horner out of 10. You know, I don't have room on my screen anymore, so I'm just going to go ahead and plop Dave right over Curvin, because I think he's the least exciting of the cards we've got out there. Actually, probably Kevin Smith. And hoping for a gold Prism, Matt Brash. We got the Prism, but not the card. Out of 12. Okay, so Reds. Reds are the ones that are about out of 6. I have not been checking image variations. I've been relying on the folks that are watching just because I don't have a good eye for the image variations. I will do that double check when I sort everything and look at the codes on the back, but I've not been watching those. There's a Zach Lothar refractor. A Chris Bassett blue Prism. And a TJ Friedel Prism refractor. Okay, we got an early win refractor. Then a Peyton Henry blue speckle refractor out of a 199. It feels like this has been a Marlins heavy case as well. Luis Garcia with Prism refractor. All right. Let's do another set of 16 packs, and then after that, we will take a 5-minute break. Peyton Henry going to Kirk. We'll take a 5-minute break for bathroom, water. I will probably use some of that time to straighten up the cards I got over here. Maybe pick up some of the mess that's already accruing around me. Set up for part 2 of the break, which everybody still has the same players for part 2. It's not like my other ones. Joe Mauer refractor. It's not like my team breaks where we switch up after the halfway point. That would be an absolute nightmare to organize. Hoyt Wilhelm blue Prism refractor. And then another Moises Alou parallel. This one is a blue speckle. What did you say? That the Moises Alous are going to Bandito. This one's out of 199. And an Andrew Benintendi Prism refractor. Yeah, Waco, your Nico Horner came out in like the very first pack we opened. It's been on the board since the start. Kyle Hendricks, Refractor. There is a Max Kranick, Aqua Lava. That one's out of 299. He should not be named. And Ozzie Smith, Prism. Kranick is going to the thickness. It's a Trent Grisham, Blue Speckle, out of 199. Aaron Nola, Refractor. That's another card that father and sons would be interested in. Trent Grisham's going to Noop Nup. Blue Prism of Lou Brock. And a Bo Jackson Prism Refractor. All right, Bill Buckner. Ryan Feltner, Refractor. I didn't realize Buckner had such a magnificent mustache, at least in this set. Isaiah Kiner Falefa with the regular prism. And that is it. All right, we're going to take a 5-minute break. So it's what? It is 3 o'clock. So we're going to take a break until about 3:05. I'm going to put it on mute. I'm going to organize some cards and things, and then we'll get going at 3:05. And we're back. All right, that feels much nicer for me. Everything's nice and straightened up. I was able to get one more stand in the picture. Everything's backed off and got all the packs off the floor from the first half. There's an Austin Meadows refractor, a Don Mattingly blue prism, a Frank Viola green wave refractor. This one's going to be out of 99. Satchel Paige, and a Chris Taylor Prism Refractor. Yeah, that's a Burt Blyleven refractor. Give me a sec. Oh. And another one. Bobby Witt with the image variation. Going to electric. All right. Say goodbye, Kevin Smith. Even I could pick that one out. And a Peyton Henry refractor. Well, Electric, you are definitely going to have to reach out to me after this break, and we are going to need to talk about package insurance. David Cohn refractor. There's a Jorge Soler Aqua Lava. And an Alkaline blue prism. Because we are well over that total at this point. Between those two Bobby Witts. Elahuris Montero, Prism Refractor. This box has been straight fire. 200 on the image variation. So, pulling about a fifth of the value of this box. All right, Oliver Ortega refractor. And then a Andrew Jones prism. You know, I don't know if I have seen a single Shohei Ohtani. Boy, I've got a feel for pulling up 16 packs at once. Dwight Gooden, Speckle refractor out of 150. John Gray refractor. A Keith Hernandez blue prism. And then a AJ Alexi prism refractor. Yeah, looking at that card, I don't know if it would grade well. It's pretty off center, left to right on that image variation. Michael Piazza. Jake McCarthy refractor. There's a Shohei base. Speak and ye shall receive. I'm just going to say Shohei super refractor. Zach Wheeler prism, though I think that's already been pulled. Yeah, so do I, Kirk. I have not seen, no one has graded or sold the 1/1 Matt Brash non-auto. So that one's ostensibly still out there. Bob Gibson refractor. I have spoken with and talked to the guy who has his 1/1 auto. There is a Joe Ryan blue prism. And this, kind of hard to see it, is a true rose gold, Robin Yount. Slight tinge. That one's out of 75. And a Justin Morneau prism refractor. Well, maybe one of these days we will, all right, there's a Jared Walsh refractor. One of these days we'll pull that super refractor for you, Kirk. That would be the honor of my life to pull your most desired card. There's a Curvin Castro Blue Atomic out of 100. Keith Hernandez Prism Refractor. Yeah, as long as people still want to keep breaking this product, I will continue to break this product. Doing this player draft is one of my favorite breaks that we do. Don't even mind the sorting that much. And just like the sheer amount of color that comes out of this set and the no just oh whoops, I don't do that. I open 4 at a time. Just the no frillsness of the checklist of just being a bunch of players, lots of parallels. Make this such a fun set to rip. Dion Corey, Deep Drive by Castellanos. It's a Trey Turner refractor. Rodolfo Castro with the blue prism. Gavin Lux, regular prism. The other thing, I could do hobbies. This is a lot more fun. Blasters are a lot cheaper and more fun to me, but I could do hobbies. Kettle Marte, Magenta Atomic out of 100. Marcus Semien refractor. As long as there is a desire. There's a Mariano Rivera Blue Twal. This one is out of 199. And a Mackenzie Gore Prism. That's not my Prism stack. Prices have been out of this world. Insane. Reggie Jackson refractor. $350 for a hobby of this stuff. Which makes sense given how the big chases have gone. Tim Raines. Tim Raines blue prism. There's a Carlton Fisk green twal out of 99. That's the regular junior, and then a Liam Hendricks prism refractor. Chippa Jones, Brandon Marsh refractor. It's a Tark Skubal rose gold refractor out of 75. And then a George Brett prism refractor. Doing a quick cleanse. So close. Short one. Quick cleanse of the base cards. Rogers, Mackenzie Gore. Looks like a Roger Maris refractor. A Michael Chavis green twal out of 99. Brian Hayes with the blue prism. Yeah, I'm starting to run low on my first pack of sleeves. Kilbadoo with the prism refractor. Just showing you how much color comes out of this case. There are 100 of these things in a pack. Austin Riley speckle refractor. This one's at a 150. Robbie Grossman refractor. Smith, Schmidt short, Pena. Yeah, Pena's a rookie in this one. Nope. And then a Tony Perez regular refractor. Rodolfo Castro, Prism. Congratulations, we received a gold Zach Pop auto, numbered out of 50. It's been a veritable who's who of autograph cards coming out of this case. Been made up for with the wits, but yeah. Miguel Tejada, refractor. And a Max Kranick blue prism. Wait, Zach Pop played for the Mariners? He's a pitcher. For some reason, I assumed he was like a second baseman. Brian Anderson refractor card. There's a Don Sutton. Don Sutton blue twal out of 199. I will say, if there is interest to run these Satchel Paige Prism, if there's interest, like, I would be happy to run this break once a month. At least until Blowout sells out of their cases. We are almost to the end of this break. Tony Perez. The Willie Adams refractor. Well, maybe not once a month. I would say however long it takes for us to just do a draft and run through and pay. Just keep it running. As soon as this is over, signups begin for the next one. Josh Hader with the blue prism. However long that ends up taking. Bruce Sutter with the regular prism. Brantley. Michael Brantley is from Bellevue. This is an Adalberto Mondesi refractor. Rizzo, Jesus Aguilar with the yellow Ray Wave out of 250. So actually, how many autos is that? 3? Usually we hit 4 in a box. Spencer Torkelson with the regular prism. I'd say we're probably due for one more auto out of this box, but as I'm sure you all have discovered, this set is not... Breaking this blaster case is not really about the autos. It's about the color and the checklist. Oliver Ortega. There's a John Heasley refractor. A Nick Madrigal blue twall out of 199. I had to guess that's probably in Waco Willie's portfolio of cards. Dave Winfield with the blue prism. And a Hunter Green prism refractor. Oh, Nick Madrigal is fine. There's a Gavin Lux, speckle refractor out of 150. Cal Raleigh, not a refractor, it's just the base. Sheffield. And a Kenta Maeda prism. Alright, we are into the last stack of cards, which I think had double the boxes. So I think we've got maybe about 8 boxes left. Packy Naughton, Don Sutton. There's a Joe Musgrove Aqua Lava Refractor out of $2.99. And a Cal Ripken Jr. Prism. I'm sure that there was a refractor in there that I did not see. We have a Green Wave card coming up. And we will see who it belongs to. It is a Trent Grisham Green Wave out of 99. I believe that is our second colored Trent Grisham card. There's a Vladdy Daddy with the blue prism. And Kevin Gosman from LSU with the plain prism parallel. Here's Sheffield Refractor. Bruce Sutter, blue prism. A early win. Nice old school guy with the yellow Ray Wave out of 250. Billy Williams, Austin Meadows, and an Alex Kirilloff prism refractor. Whitey Ford, Mitch Haniger. This is a... There we go. Told you we were due for one. And lo and behold, it's someone people have heard of. Tom Glavine with the refractor auto. So that one should be numbered out of 499. It's not. Well, not numbered, but Tom Glavine auto. Who does Tom get? He gets to go in front of Curve and Castro. Going to Andrew P. Kyle Lewis refractor. Yeah, it should be numbered. The refractor one's fairly certain out of 499, but it says refractor, but it doesn't have a number. Listed as an error card. Paul Goldschmidt. Aqua Lava, or Aqua Ray Wave, whatever it is. This one's out of 299. And a Bo Bichette with the last prism card. Goldie goes to Kyle. Mount Fuzzmore. Bench Brett. This looks like a Ronnie Dawson refractor. Mountcastle, Williams, Crawford. There's an Andrew Benintendi Yellow Ray Wave Refractor out of 250. A Matt Vierling Blue Prism. And that is the last sleeve that I have from my first pack. Which means I have officially sleeved 100 cards during this break thus far. Juan Soto Prism. Jeff McNeil, Jake Berger, Blue Atomic out of 100. Also, just given how many cards there are to go through, do you folks want me to do, there's a Scott Rowland Prism, do you want me to do a recap at the very end? Probably take me a little while to get everything kind of sorted to then run through. And a Glenn Otto Prism Refractor. All right, Kirk says no recap. Make them watch the whole thing. Shohei, not a refractor. It's a Mark McGuire refractor. Maglio Ordonez. A blue prism. Bobby Witt base and Adolis Garcia Prism Refractor. Vlad Jr. Say Chris Bryant. Blue Atomic out of 100. Willie Stargell. Prism Refractor. A Armand Marquez Refractor. And a Hideki Matsui. Okay, I think we got I had to guess 32 packs left. All right, I'll recap the guys that we've put on the stands, but not all of the color. All of the color, including this. That's the stuff that's going to take me a while. Right, Lorenzo Cain. The green wave out of 99. Adrian Beltre. Refractor. Smith. Ryan Mountcastle. Blue Prism. All right, I'll do the good stuff right at the beginning, and then just for Noop Nup, Hans Kraus with the Prism Refractor, I will run through unsorted all of the numbered cards that we pulled. I will not be running through all of the blue Prism cards. Low, George Foster, Whit Merrifield. There's a Lou Bob Refractor. I think he's probably been the best pull, at least number-wise. We got a red auto of his out of 5. And the red makes him look positively demonic. Justin Verlander, Prism Refractor. We have a Jim Bunning, Blue Atomic, out of 100. And a Derek Lee, Blue Prism. Sammy Long, Prism Refractor. Blackman, Sutton, Thomas, Orlando Cepeda Refractor. Ernie Banks, Prism. I wonder if I've missed a rose gold or something. I feel like we've been on a bit of a color drought. Well, all right. This is the last 2 boxes of the case. 4 stacks of 4 packs. There's a Jose Abreu Refractor. Roberto Clemente, Blue Prism. And a Luis Frias, regular Prism. Quick little slide of the base into that back corner. Siri, Urias. So Mark Burley Prism Refractor, or Prism, not Prism, Mark Burley Refractor. There we go. George Foster, Blue Twall. This one's going to be out of 199. Ted Williams and a Miguel Sano Prism. JD Martinez, Zach Lothar. Jackie Robinson refractor. Eli Morgan, Shane Baz. There's a Rafael Devers, a blue prism. And that, a Bob Lemon green 12 refractor. This one's going to be out of 99. And a Connor Wong prism. Right, last 4 packs. Then, as I said, I will run through the cards we got on the stands. For those of you that just want the big hits. And then after I finish those, I will run through all of the numbered color that we have after that. Bregman Bunning. Oop. We have a TJ Friedel Prism refractor out of 199. This one must be a base, actually. It says refractor on the back, but it's a base auto of Tom Glavine. This TJ Friedel is a refractor auto out of 199. And a Roger Clemens refractor. Bobby Gibson. A Nick Allen. Another Kool-Aid hit? All right. Nick Allen. Yellow Rayway out of 250. And the last is a Trey Turner Prism refractor. All right, everybody. I really appreciate you for joining me. I will get the spreadsheet updated with the trades that I found, and I will do my best to get you all, well, I'll have all you review it for me to make sure that everything's correct. I'll do a Bobby Witt division. Unnumbered autos. Okay, here's the big hits. Kevin Smith, True Gold out of 50. Rod Carew, Gold Twal out of 50. Mookie Betts, Gold Twal out of 50. There's a Zach Pop, True Gold Auto out of 50. A Seth Beer, Gold Twal out of 50. An Alexander Wells, Orange Twal out of 25. Tom Glavine, Base Auto. Kervin Castro, Base Auto. TJ Friedel, Refractor Auto out of 190. A Joey Bart, this one's out of 99, yep. Blue Twal out of 99. A Dave Stewart Gold Prism Refractor, that's about out of 1 out of 10. A Nico Horner True Black out of 10. Bobby Witt Jr. Image Variation, and a Bobby Witt Jr. Magenta Atomic Refractor out of 100. Electric, make sure you reach out to me and talk so we can talk about the insurance that you want on your package with all your Bobby Witts. All right, now we'll run through everything else. Nick Allen out of 250, Bob Lemon out of 99, George Foster out of 199, Jim Bunning out of 100, Lorenzo Cain out of 99, Chris Bryant and Jake Berger out of 100, Andrew Benintendi out of 250, Paul Goldschmidt out of 299, Early Win out of 250, Trent Grisham out of 99, Joe Musgrove out of 299, Gavin Lux out of 150, Nick Madrigal out of 199, Jesus Aguilar out of 250, Don Sutton out of 199, Austin Riley out of 150, Michael Chavis out of 99, Tariq Skubal out of 75, Carlton Fisk out of 99, Mariano Rivera out of 199, Ketel Marte out of 100, Kervin Castro out of 100, Robin Yount out of 75, Dwight Gooden out of 150, Jorge Soler out of 299. Frank Viola out of 99, Trent Grisham out of 199, Max Kranick out of 299, Moises Alou out of 199. Peyton Henry out of 199. Paul Molitor out of 299. Colton Wong out of 100. DJ LeMahieu out of 199. Wade Boggs and Yu Darvish out of 150. Luke Williams out of 99. Moises Alou out of 250. Bryson Stott out of 199. Joe Morgan out of 299. Ryan Sandberg out of 100. Ken Griffey Jr. out of 199. Andrew Jones out of 250. Tony Oliva 2 times out of 199. Pablo Lopez out of 99. Moises Alou out of 250. Tyler Gilbert out of 150. Anthony Bender out of 199. Cal Ripken out of 75. Miguel Tejada out of 299. Colton Wong out of 250. Mitch Haniger out of 299. Ryan Vilade and Jorge Mateo out of 75. All right. There may be some ones I missed during the whole thing. I'll get them while they're getting sorted. But I appreciate it. Thank you for joining me, all. Have a good one.